Bronco fans and football fans alike. Welcome to Broncos Breakdown, pre-draft, the eve of the draft, April 28th, 2021. I am your host, Bronco Bill. Let's get right into the draft, but before we get to the draft, or the pre-draft, I should say, some major Bronco news today involving a trade. It was a number 6 round draft trade, or draft pick, I should say, by the Broncos that were traded to the Carolina Panthers for Teddy Bridgewater. Now, before I get into the actual trade and what it means for the Broncos, this just came down probably maybe 2 hours ago involving this trade. My feeling is this has tremendous ramifications for the draft as well as for the quarterback room. And let me start out with the quarterback room. Here's what I feel, and here's what I think, and here's what I believe in my gut. George Paton pulled this off because he needed to have a veteran quarterback push Drew Lock. Now, is Teddy Bridgewater the guy to really push Drew Lock? Well, yes and no. Yes, because he's a veteran quarterback, and he has played for the Minnesota Vikings. He played for the New Orleans Saints, and he recently, obviously, with the Carolina Panthers. My feeling is this. Why did Minnesota get rid of him? Why did the Saints get rid of him? And why did Carolina get rid of him? Usually when a player bounces around to several teams, it's because that's not their franchise quarterback. And guess what, guys? It's not the Broncos franchise quarterback either. So I don't know why Minnesota got rid of him, or the Saints, or Carolina. What I do know is because they got a better quarterback that they felt would be the quarterback to lead them into the playoffs, deep in the playoffs, and hopefully a Super Bowl. Didn't work out in Minnesota. Hasn't worked out in New Orleans. And obviously Carolina said it's not going to work out there because they went ahead and got Sam Darnold. Now, for the Broncos, we don't have a quarterback in lock that can take us anywhere but down. And I do mean, I'm being harsh on this because this is the eve of the draft. And the draft is everything that a team uses to build their franchise and their destiny around. You don't build it around free agencies. Yeah, that helps. We got Peyton Manning, and yes, that helped. Obviously, that helped. But when you really build a team for the future, you build it from the draft. You build it for players that are going to be with your team for 5 years, 8 years, 10 years down the road. They're going to be an impact. Like Von Miller was an impact and has been an impact. Like other players, we look at Jerry Jeudy, look at Cortland Sutton. There are draft picks that we can build around, but you need a quarterback that can get them the ball, that can put it in the hands of the receiver in stride, not behind them, not over their head, not getting killed in the middle where you throw it late. No, we need a quarterback that can do that. Can Teddy Bridgewater do that? Yes, he can. He's done it with the Vikings. He's done it with the Saints. I don't know about Carolina because it was just basically a coffee break. But he did it in New Orleans, and he definitely did it in Minnesota. But he's older now, guys. And all I can hope is that he can give Drew Lock something that he can put between his ears and make it click. Peyton Manning's been working with Drew Lock. Now we got Teddy Bridgewater to fold. So if Drew Lock is going to make it in the NFL, he's going to have to, this is it. This is his year. Because, like I said, Manning has worked with him, and now Bridgewater's in the fold. So this is Drew Lock's last hurrah. If he doesn't make it, well, kick him down the road. And I said that last year. At the end of last year, we ought to get rid of him. Now, that brings me to the draft. So now that we have Teddy Bridgewater, and we gave Carolina our number 6 pick, we have a number 1, a number 2, a number 3, a number 4, a number 5, and 3 number 7s. So Broncos have a lot of ways that they can move. We sit at number 9 heading into tomorrow, the draft day. We sit at number 9. Should we move up and trade with Atlanta for number 4? What are we gonna trade? I mean, obviously we'll trade our number 9 pick, but what I'm saying is, who are we gonna draft? Do we go after a Justin Fields, or do we go for a Trey Lance quarterback? Why not? Because if Drew Lock is not going to pan out this year, and Bridgewater has to take over, we know Bridgewater isn't going to be our franchise quarterback of the future. He's long in the tooth when it comes to football years. So we need a quarterback. Do we make that move? Well, the Broncos could also trade down and pick up a number, pick up somebody else's number 1 pick. Go for a lineman that we need, an offensive lineman, a guard, a tackle. We could go for a defensive, we could go for a cornerback. We could go for a middle linebacker. We could go for a running back to help out Gordon, because we don't have Lindsey anymore. So we definitely have areas of need. But do we pass on the quarterback if it's right there? Let's say a Trey Lance is still on the board at number 9. Do we take him? Why not? Why not? What's the worst thing that could happen? Well, you're sending a message to Drew Lock saying you're not the guy. Well, they already did that today by bringing in Teddy Bridgewater. They already told Drew Lock, basically, your days are numbered. If you can't beat out Teddy Bridgewater, who's a veteran, well, your days are numbered. Why not bring in another quarterback? But again, do we draft him at number 1? That's my question, guys. Do we draft a quarterback in the first, not at number 1, excuse me. Do we draft a quarterback in the first round with the number 9? Or do we move up with the Falcons and trade with the Falcons and take not a Trey Lance, but a Justin Fields? Do we take a Justin Fields at number 4? Well, if Justin Fields is available at 4, absolutely I trade to get him. Absolutely. 100%. Hands down. You got to make that move. Now, if they don't move up and Fields is gone, but Lance is still on the board at number 9, do you take him? I don't know. I don't know if I pull the trigger in the first round. I don't really think that there's good quality quarterbacks after the first round, or even after the first 8 or 9 picks. I don't think there's a quality quarterback later on in the draft. But the Broncos have issues, guys. The Broncos have issues. We need another running back. I'm not sold on Freeman. I'm not sold at all on Freeman. I'm not really sold on Gordon unless he can hang on the ball. I have no idea why we let Lindsey walk. I really don't. To me, that was an absolutely stupid move by Peyton not to keep him. But I can't go down that road, guys, because he's not on our team. So we have to deal with it. We have to have somebody there for Gordon. I say draft a running back. Draft one of the high-class running backs in the first round. Why not? Why not? We already have a quarterback. Obviously, Bridgewater is going to be the quarterback. Probably a starting quarterback, because I don't think Locke can beat him out. So we have our quarterback. We can take a chance at a quarterback later in the rounds. I say draft a running back. If not a running back, we need an offensive guard. We need an offensive. We need a tackle. We don't need any receivers. We got our tight ends. We got our safety. We got our corners. Maybe a linebacker. But I would definitely say we need a running back to supplement Gordon when he's not in. And what better way than to draft one in the first round? I think that would be a shocker to the NFL. I don't think the NFL will be looking at that. I don't think other teams definitely be looking at that. And I don't think the critics would be either. But now that we got Bridgewater, we don't need to pull the trigger on a Trey Lance or a Justin Fields. If they're there, yeah, take them. If they're not, don't force it. Don't force giving up the 9th pick in the draft to mortgage the rest of your possibilities in the draft, like giving up a 2nd or giving up a 3rd. Don't do that. George Paton, don't do that. And I don't think George Paton will do that. I don't think he will do that. I say get a running back. By all means, get a top-notch running back. And then if we do feel, and Paton does feel, we need a quarterback in this team later on, take him in the 2nd or 3rd round. Why not? That's my take on the pre-draft, guys. What do you think? Give me your comments. Give me your feedback. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. It's always a pleasure to do this week in and week out. Talk to you later, guys, after the draft. I'll have a post-draft on Friday. Talk to you then. Bye-bye.